Hi, Teresa Riley. How are you? I think I'm going to have to take these glasses off because I am getting a lot of glare. That's okay. Hi, Jenny Flores, Sister Martínez. ¿Cómo están, queridas mujeres empoderadas y bellas? Hey, it's not cold anymore, but I still got the sweatshirt. I do have another t-shirt under here. What have y'all been doing this afternoon? I was sitting here thinking. Are you bored, Jenny? Hi, LB Raiders. I was sitting here thinking, ladies, that, a lot of times, arguing with the cats, I see. Ophelia has one that comes to the window in the kitchen, and he'll be meowing and meowing until you go and feed him there, outside, but on the window. Teresa, it is been a crazy kind of weather. This morning I decided to take the blankets off of the little birdies, and I didn't realize that 100-watt light bulb was actually really warm. When I took the blanket off, I could feel the warmth coming towards me, and I'm like, oh, no wonder they were being nice and quiet. Hi, Norma Hernandez. Love Carol. How are y'all doing? Naya Cubo. I'm glad that you all are here. Don't forget to share. VG 2026. We're gonna promote. Let's not forget, if you're in Mercedes, don't forget to go out and vote when election day comes around. Because if you don't vote, then you don't get to say nothing about what's going on in that town. The same goes over here in Willacy County. You're selling cilantro. Does it have picante in it? For the periquitos? Well, you gotta have a permit for that baking soda, Mama Testa. Can't just be selling stuff. Now, if you go to the pulga, that's a different story. You pay the $10 there, somebody better have a permit for you to be there selling stuff, even if it is cilantro. I'll tell her, Teresa. I want to thank Maria Chongos for her gift. I forwarded it to G Bella 86 for Ophelia's birthday. And I want to thank her seriously. Thank you all for loving on my sister and not forgetting that she does want to come back. But right now, she's just being stubborn. I keep cilantro in the freezer, but only because I like cilantro in my soups, caldos, and sometimes I just make if I cook the rice ahead of time and have rice there, then I can just get nor, cilantro, carrots, and, celery from the freezer and throw it all in 2 cups of water and make one soup. I don't need to be buying Campbell's. I can do it myself with nor. I'll tell her, LV Raiders. I'll tell her happy birthday. I wanted to come on here because I've been bored all afternoon and I've been thinking about why people think that they're not being bullies. Why people think that because I went and cut my hair because I don't like long hair anymore, and I could feel the hair up here rubbing and rubbing on my forehead. Even after I was in bed, I could feel the sensation of the hair rubbing on my forehead. That they have the right to say that my haircut looks like my pussy hair. What makes them think that they're not being bullies and that they can just say anything they want? Or, about anybody, if I'm walking down the street and I see what looks to me like a man in a dress, do I have the right to front that person out and just tell him, hey, why are you wearing a dress? Obviously, you're a guy. And no, I don't have the right to do that. Just like I don't have the right to do that and respect that person for whatever he thinks he is, because we obviously can see what he is. But what we can see and what's going on in that person's mind are two separate things. And we don't have the right to go and tell that person, hey, if you're a guy, why are you wearing a dress? I probably would have something to say if I was in a woman's restroom and one of these double thinking people would come in there. I would probably say something, even though the laws give them the right to be there. Or I would make sure that there's no children in that restroom before I get out. But, I wouldn't front them out about what they're wearing. I would just probably make sure that there's no children in the restroom before I get out. I would probably go straight to one of those managers at the registers and tell them. But I wouldn't confront that person and be rude to that person or be a bully because I don't know their state of mind. There are people that haven't been anywhere near somebody's inner circle. Comfort zone. Do y'all know what a comfort zone is? Okay, let me stand up here. Maybe y'all can see, or maybe I can show you guys what a comfort zone would be. If I'm standing here and I put my hand out to the tip of my hands from where I'm standing, and I go around that whole area in a 360-degree area would be my comfort zone. If you've never been inside my comfort zone, is it okay for you to say that I have body odor? Are you being a bully if you've never been within that comfort zone and you're saying that somebody has body odor? Those are things that I've been thinking about because, there's people that think that they can hide behind white hair, and I have a lot of white hair. I have a lot of white hair. Does that mean that I'm old? No, I'm only 61. So, since I'm 10 minutes into this live, fuck you if you think that I'm old because I have white hair. It's like if last time I saw last time I saw, you don't have to have a college degree, a college major, a college bachelor's. What's the first one that you graduate with? Certificate of arts, or then a bachelor, then a master's, or a doctorate. You don't have to have any of those degrees in South Texas to run for mayor. You just have to have $500 for that little permit to run for mayor and pay whatever signs you're going to put up. The $500 covers them printing the ballots and putting your name on them. So you don't have to have a college degree to be a judge here in South Texas. They'll train you how to put the mallet down and say you're guilty. You know, being a judge in Texas doesn't mean that you have a degree in law. It means that you have some kind of morals, which are lacking a lot in the judges here in Willacy County, in my opinion. But, you know, you have to have some kind of morals to run for an office and put your face out there, because you're not putting your ass out there. You know, it's like, and you're not going to be working under anybody's desk, because that's just one vote. Why are you going to give somebody the pleasure of thinking they can get anywhere near your comfort zone? You know, it's like you can go and be nasty all the time, and it's okay. It's okay. It's your platform. Be as nasty as you want. Anyways, you're hiding behind an avatar, or you're hiding behind a cortina, or, oh no, you're picking up your whole shirt, right? You're picking up your whole shirt. You're picking up your whole shirt. That's so dumb. But while you're doing that, you're still being rude and nasty and being a bully. And that's one of the worst things, is like, you know, the Hispanic community, instead of saying, hey, that's awesome, that person is going to run, maybe that person is going to bring something new to the table, since this town hasn't had any improvements in the last 20 or 30 years. I know Willacy County hasn't. What? They got a freaking park that none of the kids can use because there's been so many murders here in the last 2 years that parents are not going to let their kids be out there in the street, much less in a park. Well, Bad Bunny is known for being gender friendly, gender neutral. He's a man that has found out that if he dresses like that, he will be backed by the LGBTQ community, and he will be rolling in the money. So Bad Bunny will always dress as a female with high heels, exotic clothing. That doesn't make him less of a man. He's just a savvy person that knows that that's how he is going to make his money from the LGBTQ community. Don't mistake that for him being gay. I have yet to see the man hugging or hanging around another man. His dress style is because he knows how to get the green money. Isn't that one of yours? Isn't he one of yours? Yeah, yeah. I know he's a man. I know he ain't no LGBTQ community person, but he will be gender neutral when he dresses because that's
Hey,
where his money comes from.
you're at my house. I'll be right back. I'm on my way to the police department. I'll be right back.
You're going to the police department? Oh my
I'll
goodness,
be
I'll
right back.
take you. I'll hold down the fort while Ophelia goes to the police department. Oh, you think he's bi? Pero even if he's bi, I don't know that much about him, but I know that I've never seen him with guys hanging on him or him hanging on other men. He does dress weird, but that's his niche and he has found how to make money. And if you want to be where he's at, that's what you need to do. Should I be asking for y'all to be praying for Ophelia while she drives over to the police department? I don't know what just happened or transpired while I was talking with you guys in here. Oh, so he has been kissing on men. Oh, on his videos. I don't watch his music, yeah, because I will be truthful. It doesn't have any accordions. I like my Mexican norteño music, and I did used to hear los Yonix and los Bookies, like romantic music, but I'm not into salsa, reggaeton, and all that. So that's music that I don't listen to. I will listen to some of the old blues music, but not the new R&B music. I don't listen to that. Thank you for praying for her. I worry every time she goes to the police department because going to the Willissy, now I'm going to get into that topic because she's on her way over there and it's like, to me, it is such a waste of time. You go and do a police report, and yes, you end up with a little card. And, if you want the police report that you made, you go and get it printed. But when they print it, it just says it's a call sheet. Like, yes, Ofelia Moreno reported this person for this little thing. They don't write nothing down. They just say that she reported this person for that, and it was a police call, and the police showed up. So they cover their ass by saying it's a call sheet. Won't leave who alone? Oh, the real villains. I don't know what happened, but Ophelia just went to the police station here in Willacy County, in Raymondville, to be exact. So she came in here because she knew it was going live to chit chat with you guys about bullies and how I try to ignore these bullies. They've been on a roll about my hair being cut so short that it looked like my pussy, and they act like they were around my 3 foot radius, and I know they weren't. So none of these people have ever had a chance to even see my pussy. And I will tell you, all these people that think that they're allowed to think that way son viejas mañosas. Because I'll allow men to think whatever they want. Doesn't bother me. But when a woman starts saying that, I will tell them son viejas mañosas. But bullying is not okay. Sometimes what you see, you have to ignore to a certain extent. Uh, but you don't have to ignore a man being dressed as a woman going into a public restroom and leaving it there. Into a female restroom, you can just make sure that there's no children in the restroom before you leave the restroom, and then go and inform somebody. Make sure that no kids go in that restroom until that person gets out. If they don't like the way that I do things, that's how I do things. I take care of business for other people in the unnoticed because they don't need to know who I am. They don't need to know that I'm protecting their kids, because there are kids that as soon as they get to a store, they want to go pee. And you don't know what perverts are in there. And I'm not saying that everybody in the LGBTQ community are that. I'm just saying you never know. And I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Live your life the way you want to live it, as long as you're not bothering me or anybody else. You can do whatever the heck you want. They already allowed everybody to get married here in the United States, so just go ahead and do it. Las aventuras de Ana, you don't let the kids go potty by themselves. You shouldn't. You should not trust anybody with the safety of your children in public places. And I say it because I know my grandkids, as soon as they get off of the truck, we gotta go pee. And that's a 30-minute stop at the toilet of any store. And it better not be Buc-ee's, because it's a longer stay. But these people find it funny that they can say that person smells or this person smells, and they go to extremes on how people smell, but they forget to use the mirror that reflects them on it. And it's like, you don't let him go to his games by himself. Well, he's still little. I don't know. Right now, there's been so much on the news about, was it one or two different teachers getting arrested for molesting children here in South Texas in different towns. Not here in Willacy, but there was one that got arrested here in Willacy, and he was a girls coach, but he got arrested because he was soliciting on the internet, and he got arrested at Walmart in Harlingen. I don't remember his name because it was like a few years ago, but his wife was also a teacher, and that's so embarrassing for her. And he was actually typing to a minor that he was going to meet them in Houston, and he got stopped at Walmart in Harlingen. And everybody found out about it. So it's like, oh well, public news. Hey, they haven't seen their pussy in years, but apparently my hair looks like mine. Obviously, they're saying that they saw mine. Somebody said it out there. Hopi says 2 years ago, a teacher at an elementary got arrested here for having porn on his computer, and they found where he had a camera in the kids' restroom. And that's sad. Nothing better to do. They make money selling pictures, porn pictures and stuff. That's sad. That's why you need to always keep your eye on your kids. Even at school, you need to tell your kids these are things that nobody can touch. If somebody tries to touch them, let the teacher know, let the nurse know, let the principal know. If you can't call me up because you don't have the phone, a lot of kids now can't have phones anymore, so they gotta wait until the afternoon. So before they wait till the afternoon, they better tell one of the teachers. The QT store, what's that? The real villain says they broke ground today here in Raymondville for the new QT store. Is that what is that store gonna be? Is it gonna be a new grocery store to balance HEB out, or is it a department store? I don't know what a QT store is. I'm naive. Quick Trip. Oh, like Fast Stop, like Valero. Like Valero's at every corner, so you know that those are better than prostitutes. We got two Valeros. We used to have three Valeros here. We got two Quick Marts. So, oh well, I'm glad that they're breaking ground. Where is it gonna be? Is it gonna be on 77? I want to let y'all know that we even have a Korean restaurant here in Raymondville. I didn't know until my grandchildren came up here and we saw it and we stopped because, of course, my grandchildren like the boba tea and all that stuff, right? So we stopped there and we went inside and they make ramen the Korean way. And I saw a lady sitting there and she had this copper bowl and it had the ramen, it had some carne on top, some meat on top, and it had like boiled eggs on the side and I think chives or something green. It looked really good, but it looked super spicy. Um, my son-in-law ordered that some of that, but it was a order to go, so his came in a plastic bowl. And then they had the Korean hot dogs, and I got to taste the Korean hot dog, but it wasn't a hot dog. It was a Korean. Uh, it had a big old square, a long square piece of mozzarella, um, wrapped on some dough with French fries on the outside, and it was deep fried. So when you bit into it, the mozzarella stretched real long because it was big. It was a big it. That little stop at that place for three hot dogs and three boba teas was like $60, and that ramen. And it was like, really? I got to see the chef, who is Korean. I haven't found out if he's married or not because it's funny to me that we actually have a Korean restaurant here in Raymondville. Yes, and the cheese was like real stretchy, but they ordered one with hot Cheetos and they ordered one with French fries. So the two hot dogs apparently they were corn dogs, but they didn't have corn the hot dog inside. It was a big piece of mozzarella cheese. You all know that I've been looking for South Korean for myself, so just trying to keep it real, ladies. I don't know why. I might change my mind. Actually, pick me a Chinese guy. They got so many different ethnicities in their culture. It's like Taiwanese, Filipino, Chinese, Mongolian, South Korean, North Korean. Hombre, those are more mixed than the Mexicans. Japanese. You barely got it, La Sovia. I'm hearing Ophelia talk, so I don't know if she actually left and went and came back. That was quick if she already came back. I don't know what's going on. I avoid the police department in Willacy County. I think I can do a better job myself by instilling the castle law. Take care of business. It's like, why do you need them for if they're just going to be there scratching their balls telling you that nothing meets the criteria? I don't need them. Give them a blowjob and it might meet somebody's criteria. Asian guy. Like Chinese, maybe, if he was my age. It is annoying. They haven't done anything, but we don't really know what's under the river. We can say a lot of things, and we can act like the Mexicans. Nadie sabe lo que el agua lleva hasta que trae no sabes hasta que oyes el ruido. There's a lot of turbulence under the water and that there's rocks that are moving under there. You don't know what they're doing. They're keeping it too hush hush. And me, I'm just saying it's been 3 years. Enough is enough. That's me. Hey, Buchona, how are you? Labrador Retriever, I'll tell her happy birthday for you. Yes, nadie sabe lo que está en la vasija hasta nomás la cuchara que lo está meneando. And it's like, but I just wanted to come out here and tell you all that, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. Try not to be a bully to others, even if they're being bullies to you. Just keep your eye open. You know, try to protect whoever you can protect that's around you if you can, because, it's a duty. It's not something that you have to do, but it's a duty for you to do it if you can. If you see a male that's dressed in a female dress going into a ladies' restroom and there's children there and you didn't see any parents around, stay there till the children get out or go to the door and say, hey, where's these children's parents? Do something. Don't just leave the child there because it's not your child, it's not your problem. And then you go to your house and you see the 5 o'clock news and somebody's kid got raped in the toilet at Walmart. You could have stopped it. It's called doing a duty, you know. But these people think it's funny. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of Hawaiian Asians in Minnesota. I've never been to Minnesota. That's why, I laugh, Amanilina. I laugh when they say there's a lot of Chinese people. You just need to get out and meet them. But where I live, there's not. Even black people in this community are counted. There's, I think, all my life I've lived in this community, and we only have like 5 families that are black. It's a very Hispanic and white oriented community. So for me to actually sit here and tell you, hey, we actually have a South Korean restaurant here that just opened up a couple of months ago, is weird, but we do have it. And the only reason I found out was because I was telling my son-in-law I wanted some chicharrones from across the street from that place. There's a little place that makes chicharrones, and we wanted to go get chicharrones because I could have made them at home, but HEB didn't have pork belly, so I could make my own chicharrones. So we ended up getting chicharrones from one place and in a South Korean restaurant that just opened here. But this community is like, they'll watch. You think they're not watching, they watch. But I've seen a lot of cars there, so I think they're doing good. Because when I go to HEB, I have to pass by there. So I think the restaurant is doing good, so hey, I'm happy for them. But I will tell you that it's not that cheap. When you're paying like $9 to $10 for a hot dog, a corn dog, that's not that cheap. Yes, the real villain. That's where they used to live, right? Down Washington Street. I remember Rufus had the church over there. There's a church on Washington Street here in Raymondville, and it was a Baptist church ran by Rufus, a friend of the family, and he was black. I used to like to go to his church because I could wear my hats. He would say, Angela always dresses like a lady. Because to church, I have matching hats for my dresses and stuff. But if I go to a Mexican church with a hat on, they kind of frown at it. But there is on Washington Street here in Raymondville, there is a Baptist church that was run by our good friend Rufus. He hasn't been there. Thank you, Teresa. Rufus hasn't been there for about a year. He had a heart attack and a stroke, and then he got put in a adult facility, so up in Harlingen somewhere. So he's not around. But Rufus was up there in the age when I met him, and that was more than 20 something years ago. And all this time he always was working. He would cut yards, and then he would fix roofs and stuff. So he was always doing work. But he was a good friend of ours, and he was a preacher. So but I've been taking up y'all's time, ladies. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for listening to me about how people can be rude and you just try to ignore them all the time. And it's like you get to a point where you explode, and you can't ignore them a lot, even though people tell you, hey, Don't tell them nothing. Let it go. Don't mention them. Don't say nothing. And we try and we try. But there's always gonna be people like that. Just try to be the better person and just look the other way is all I can say. Is that's what I've been trying to do. But I will tell Ophelia about you all's birthday wishes for her for tomorrow. And I want to thank Maria Chongos for her gift. I did pass it on to G Bella 86 on Cash App because he lives with her. I don't. I come over here every day, but hey. So I'm just letting you all know. But thanks for being with me. Bye, guys.